It is unfortunate, not completely unexpected, but it is unfortunate. Also given the pivotal role the US is playing at a global stage. It is the largest economy, it is the most dominant power, and it's the second largest emitter. So losing them in the cycles of international diplomacy as far as climate is related is unfortunate. Yet at the same time, that will ask for more assertiveness from us and from all others. And of course, we will continue to engage with our American partners.
Can Europe carry the torch on global climate goals if the United States has left the building?
Look, they will be missed, and we would have loved to keep them on board. And again, we will continue to engage with them. But the problem will not go away. We all see the devastating effects of climate change all across the globe. We see the huge costs for our economies, and unfortunately that will go up rather than down in the years to come. So we don't have a choice. We don't do this out of luxury, but we will have to deal with this crisis in a way that is wise, that is viable for climate itself, for our economies, for the middle classes all across the globe.
And of course, you are not the only one who has suggested that this is bearish for multilateral cooperation on climate. So how is Europe going to respond specifically, and who is going to lead this within Europe if the US is not taking part in those conversations furthermore?
Look, again, I mean, we will continue to be very closely aligned on a range of dossiers with our American friends and partners. This always has been a relationship second to none. So we will continue with that, full stop. And yet, if someone, is certainly a power of this magnitude, retreats and says we're no longer going to be part of it, that leaves a vacuum. And then the question always is, who is going to fill that vacuum? And certainly we as Europeans will need to show more leadership, more assertiveness, but you can count on others to jump into that arena as well, of course.
Can I ask you about a recent plan you put forward, and it's this EU plan to hike airline taxes, certainly getting a lot of heat in the industry. You want carriers to pay more as part of the effort to slash emissions from transport by 90% by 2050 under the EU's Green Deal. Can you tax your way to cleaner air?
You need to do much more than that. And by the way, the 90% number is a number for the continent as a whole, not for a specific industry. In my view, what you do need to do is a couple of things. One is indeed drive down emissions from airlines, because it's one of the sectors where emissions actually have gone up. Secondly, and that is an ask from European airlines, and I think it is absolutely fair, there needs to be a level playing field. What we ask from these airlines, we should also ask from others. And third, if there is money on the table, for example, through taxation, then we do need to fuel that back into the industry. We need to fuel that back into innovation to make sure that we actually also arrive at a situation that is beneficial to these companies, but also beneficial to climate.